Hi, welcome back to Homespun in Wales. It's Dawn here and it is Tuesday 2nd of June. It's been a couple of weeks since I spoke to you. There's, there's always a lot going on, I know there's a lot going on in everybody's lives, but the past few weeks have just run away with me. Last time I spoke, I think I said Mandy, my friend, was coming to stay for a few days and we're going to be working on a project together. Yep, we did that. Mandy came, spent a lovely few days together. She's now back home, of course. And I also said to you about Martin's parents, the oldies, who had gone into a care home. They're still there in a care home. They're quite happy there, but there has been developments with social services intervening, and social services have decided they want to move them out of the care home into a flat with carers popping in, which will put them back into exactly the same situation that we had before when they were living here beside us. So we're sort of fighting that at the moment as well. So there's a lot of there's a lot of stressful emotional stuff going on regarding that. We went to see the parents on Sunday and we took them out shopping. We only went round one shop, or half of one shop, because their mum got too tired, and we took them for coffee. We had a very pleasant afternoon with them. They were both very happy, and I really don't know why social services is poking their nose in where they're not wanted. So that was that. Then what else has gone on? Last Friday I went to the machine embroidery group. I try to get there at least once a month. It's an all-day event and it's down Bridgend, Cardiff way, out that way. Lovely bunch of ladies, and had a very pleasant day. We had quite a few new ladies join us. Yes, that was a very pleasant day. We've had a heat wave where it was unbearable. It was too hot to be in here. It was too hot to be down the cabin. It was too hot to be anywhere or do anything. So that sort of had a bit of a knock on. So yeah, I've been thinking about a lot of things, and I have sort of made some decisions about things, which I will share with you. Now this is going to turn out to be quite a long video, so I'm going to split the video in half, and I will get the first half uploaded, and then in the next day or so I'll get the second half uploaded. So the first half we're up here in my sewing room, the second half will be down the cabin. So decisions I've been making have been involving I've mentioned that we're looking at moving house, selling up here. So there's been decisions made regarding that. But I'm going to tell you all about that down the cabin, because I'm going to be down there doing a bit of tidying up, and I want to share with you the project that Mandy and me were working on. So let me get started. Right, when Mandy was here, we went to Bridgend Fabrics. Bridgend Fabrics is in Bridgend, of course. It's a big warehouse, and they deal in end of rolls of quilting fabrics. Well, the quilting fabrics aren't end of rolls. The quilting fabrics seem to come from what they're called, Bombay stores, Fabric Freedom, because I did recognise from when I had a shop, you know, the company. So I think they buy the bales from them, but there are other things. They have end of rolls of upholstery fabrics, dressmaking fabrics, curtaining fabrics, all sorts of things like that. And they also have some haberdashery. So it's all excellent prices. Mandy's never been there before. I've been before and bought stuff. So yeah, so she was like a little kid in a sweet shop, you know. So what I bought was, right, before I show you, I'm going to show you what I want to make with it. Right, I've had in mind to do a coat for some time, and I bought this coat pattern, I can't remember if it was last year, year before. I really like it. I like the full length version, and I like the big rolled collar and the rolled cuffs. So I haven't had a winter coat, for a proper winter coat like this, for many years. So I'm really keen to get this done. So the pattern has been sitting there reminding me what, you know, my intended plan was. So while I was at Bridgend Fabrics, I bought this lovely wool fabric. Oh, here it all is. Right, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a dog tooth pattern on it, and it's in a cream and a very pale brown. So I have bought that to do my coat with. That cost me, did it cost me £15, I think, something like that, which I thought was excellent value. So, and there's enough there to do my coat. I did also buy a couple of yards of this. It's another wool fabric, and initially I thought about doing the turned back collar and the cuffs in this fabric as a contrast, but I've decided in this I might make the 3/4 length, either one of these two. I've got enough fabric to do them, so yeah, so that might just be another light type jacket coat. Now I have ordered lining fabric, and I've got 3 yards coming, or 3 meters coming, for which cost me £3, and that's coming from, it should be here this week. Oh, what's the name of it? Pound a meter Dream Fabrics. Again, they do end of rolls. So I've ordered it from them, and it's a sateen, so, and it's a black sateen, so that's what I've ordered to line the coat with. So I'm really looking forward to getting that started, and having a nice winter coat. So that's what I bought to do my coat with. Let's move them out of the way. The only other thing I bought, I went upstairs, because they've got a downstairs and upstairs, and then they've got shipping containers outside with dressmaking fabric. But I went upstairs to see what they had, because I know they do foam as well, and I've bought foam from them before, and I always intended doing, we've got quite deep, as you can see, low windows, and they're quite deep, and I always intended doing, especially in the bathroom and on the landing, like big cushions to make them into window seats, but never got around to it. The foam is still sitting in the cupboard. I bought this, it's a velveteen, and they let me have the what was left on the roll, and I think there's about 2.5 meters there of it. Now I bought this to do, it's an upholstery fabric, it is an upholstery, but there's a embroidery design I've got for the Rhapsody wall hanging. Now if you've seen on my previous videos, oh dear, I've shown you the golden tapestry from Anita Good Design that I did. I'll try and insert a picture here of it, and let me just grab a mouthful of tea. Now the golden tapestry was done in a black shot silk, and it was all stitched out in a gold metallic thread, and it's all lots of little panels all put together, and it's just done in them two colours. And then I backed it with a gold shot silk, which I bagged and brought round to hem the edges. It took me 2 years to complete, not because it was difficult, but because after a while it was becoming very mundane, just doing the same thing over and over. So it'd get put to one side, and every now and then I'd pull it out and do a bit more. So it took me 2 years, and it's quite a big panel. All the little blocks got put together to make this scene. And I always intended, we intended here in this house to build an extension on, we've still got the planning, to build an extension on the other side, and that was going to be a new living room, because our living room or front room, sitting room, whatever you want to call it, is very small, it's very dark, and we intended building a big one with wraparound windows and with a big bedroom up above it. And so it was going to be a very, very well lit room, and the golden tapestry was always going to be hung above the fireplace in that room. That was the plan. I'd also collected our first Hebridean sheep that was slaughtered. We kept the sheepskin off it and we sent it off to be cured. We've got smaller ones in our bedroom, but this was a really big one, and again that's black, and so that was kept to go in front of the fireplace in that room. So there was going to be like a black and a gold sort of theme for that room. But of course all these things have stayed packed because we never did that extension. We finished the kitchen extension, but we've never done that extension, and now we're planning to move. So these things will wait for our new home. But back to this. On the same designer, Anita Good Design, who did the golden tapestry, I spotted when I was going through their site the Rhapsody wall hanging, and they've done it on velvet, and they did it colour on colour on a velvet, and it's a similar thing, little panels, you do them all individual panels and then put them together. And I was really taken with the design, so I've got the design. So I bought that fabric to do it in. They've done it in, I think it's in a richer purple, whereas this is more of a lilac lavender colour. So I'm going to do the Rhapsody quilt. I'm sure it's called Rhapsody. I'm sure it is, maybe, or maybe it's Baroque. I can't remember now, but I'm saying Rhapsody. And then there'll be enough fabric left over to do some cushions, so I could pick out 4 of the panels and make some cushions to go with it. So it might be that the black and gold goes into our new bedroom, and this lavender lilac colour predominates in the new lounge. We shall see, because I don't know what type of house we're going to get yet. Yes, so that was the fabrics I bought at Bridgend Fabrics. Needless to say, Mandy bought a lot more than me. Now the other thing is, on that day when we came back from Bridgend Fabrics, and of course we had bags and bags of fabric, there was a box for me down at the post box. My post box is all the way down the end of my drive, down by the road, so it's, you know, it's like a 15-minute walk away. There was a big box sitting at the post box for me, so I picked it up and brought it back, and it was yet more fabric. And this is from somebody who said they're not buying this year. This fabric came from a company called Wasted Fabrics, and they sell the boxes by, you could buy off the bolt. Again, it's all designer end of roll fabrics, and they're saving them from landfill. The you could buy a 10 kilo box or a 5 kilo box, and these were mystery boxes with supposedly 2 to 3 meter lengths in there. Now, I saw somebody doing an unboxing on YouTube. Now, she's quite well known on YouTube and she buys lots of fabrics. I believe they sent it to her as a bit of a promotion. So anyway, I was watching this unboxing and I thought, I really like those fabrics, and because they're dressmaking fabrics and I want to get into doing more dressmaking this year, I thought I could really make use of them. So rather than go for the 10 kilo box, which worked out at about £90, I decided to go for the 5 kilo box, which was £50. And so that arrived and was down at the post box when I came back with Mandy. So, let me show you what was in there. I lift them all up here. Right, now I was very impressed with what she got. She got a lot of cotton lawn, suiting, she got wool, really nice mixture of usable dressmaking fabric in usable lengths. But I think maybe they sent her like the best of the bunch to try and promote the boxes. That's what I personally believe. So for £50, right, there's that, which looks okay from a distance here, but you can't really see it on there, but it's got a glitter thread running all the way through it, So that grey is actually silver, like a silver metallic, and there's quite a lot of it. And it is a very, very stretchy fabric, and it's not really something I'm going to use. So that is not usable by me. Right, then there was this, which is a jersey, and it's a striped jersey. Now, I'm not really into stripes, but I wanted to make myself some pyjamas for going away to the retreat in September. So I think that might do. So again, it's purple and brown. Not really that impressed with it. It's not something personally I would have chosen. Now this jersey, this is quite not too bad. Green with pink and white flowers on, and there's a good fair amount of it there, probably enough to make another dress, or some leggings or whatever. But green isn't my colour, not my choice of colour. I'm not a green person, but I might just cut enough out to do some leggings and then sell the rest on. Then there's another jersey style fabric, and it's a bit of a weird one, this. And it's got these little cartoony pictures on, and I can't make out, I know what they are, but I don't know what it is, what the meaning is behind them. You know, they've got little signs on them. This is a safe space. See you soon. You know, it's a bit of a weird one, really. There we go. Right, now this isn't too bad. This I can live with. I can actually do something with this. What yet? I don't know. but there's enough there to do a jacket and trousers. So that one is quite a nice fabric. Now that one is quite a nice fabric as well. It's like a herringbone, and it's in blues, but there's not a vast amount of it. Let's see, what is there? It's about 1.5 meters, so there's not a vast amount, but it is a nice fabric, and it's one of the nicest probably out of the box that I like. So, and then we have this, which again, it would make a nice suit, but I think that is the correct side of it. If I stand up and show you the inside, I think that's the right side of it. I think this is the reverse side. Yeah, so we'll just have to see. But anyway, that's what was in my box. So I'm not overly pleased with it, not for £50, and it's not. I won't be buying from them again. I think they're in Germany. I'm sure that's where they are. And yeah, so I won't be buying from them again. And like I say, I was taken in by her unboxing, and she had, when I think what's there for 5 kilos, what she had for 10 kilos was probably 4 times that amount. It just went on and on and on. So maybe I should have gone for a £90 box, who knows. So there we go, that's them. I have got a delivery coming due this week from Pound a Meter, or Dream Fabrics are also known as, and that is the lining to go with my coat, and they do a mystery package as well. So I've ordered their mystery package, and you got a free £30 mystery package as well. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of that. Right, so let me show you what I have been doing. I'm going to move you around a bit there. My dress that I made is finished. Well, that's what I ordered from Dream Fabrics as well, or Pound a Meter. They had a nice jersey there, and it was £3 for 3 meters, and it's a very pale dusky pink ribbed jersey with a similar, I'm saying similar, but I don't know now until it arrives, similar sort of design to it to this. Right, so I finished my dress with pockets. It's all done. I have tried it on. I haven't got a photo of me trying it on. I really need to get some nice little ankle boots to wear with it, but I am more than happy, with my dress. It fits lovely. It feels lovely to wear, so I'm more than happy, and that has inspired me really to do some more dressmaking. And I like the length of the sleeve. It's a 3/4 length sleeve, so I'm really happy with that. I did overlock all the edges, all the seams, all the edges of the fabric. Everything's been overlocked, and when I hung it up in the wardrobe, I removed 2 items from the wardrobe. So, and that's my thing. If I hang something up in there, 2 items have got to come out, because I really have to cut down on what I've got in the cupboards. Now this I had a play with as well. This is just an old sweatshirt, but I had these 3 blocks, They were from something I was trying out. There was that, and the bee, and that one is a couple of bumblebees. And I'm trying to use up all the little bits I've got. So what I did was this is like a reverse applique. I machined them on the back. I haven't trimmed up the edges yet because I wanted to show you, but I machined them on in the back, and then on the front I literally removed the negative space, exposing them. So, and I've just done that. It's just an old, it really is an old sweatshirt. It's got a couple of marks and everything on it. It's one I just sort of wear around the garden, etc. And I thought, oh, that's quite a nice technique. So I think any future little orphan blocks or things that I've got, I will do similar to, just to get them used up. And yeah, I'm quite impressed with how that has come out. So you don't need to hem it or nothing, because this is sweatshirt material and it is just going to fluff up quite nicely around them blocks. Right, as it's the 2nd of June, I need to talk to you about the June box. What am I now coming up? This is halfway. This is box number 6, so it's halfway through the year. The May box, I've what did I do? I frogged back the I can't think what was in there now. The like mohairy scarf thing. I frogged that back. That was a real pain to do that, because all the fibres were getting knotted up together. And I frogged back the yoga socks as well. So that was that done. The quilt, I'll tell you about down the cabin. The teddy bear, I'll tell you about down the cabin. Anyway, June. And I don't think this box is going to be very inspiring either. Right. First thing out, this is one of my mother-in-law's. She used to do a lot of little baby quilts, wall hangings, etc. And of course, because her site started to go, so she hasn't finished it. But this is supposed to be a quilt panel for a baby quilt. There's still a pin in it there. And there's a pin in it there. Oh, there's several pins in it. Right. She's attempted to baste around, and she's attempted to machine around. But as you can see, she's missed the edging, and her machining is you can see it's all way off. It's all way off. You know, it's not good at all. So this all needs unpicking. So I'm going to unpick it. I don't even know if this is really the right colour to go on the back. I might actually take this fabric off and replace it with a minky. And then just, I don't know, maybe machine around that bit. I don't know whether to. I see, I'm looking at it and she's got one lot of wadding there, because it does feel very, very thick. Another lot of wadding there. She's got 3 layers of wadding in here. So I'm going to take it all apart. I might just put it on the long arm and long arm quilt it and then bind it. I don't know who she was doing it for or nothing, so it was just in amongst her things. Right, so that's that. Now the only other thing in here, and I can see straight away, and I don't think this is going to get done. Okay. This is one of them kits left over from when I had a shop and we used to do workshops, and it's a memory box doing puff blocks. So it's all these bits of plastic, they're all cut out, and there is the fabric, and the backing, and the tool to do it with. Now there's 3 buttons, little gemstone buttons, which go looking at it, it goes on the, they've got them on the blue squares there, and then there's a little tassel. I really dislike it, but everything is there, so I'm gonna have to give that some thought, because if I don't do it, I'm gonna have to I don't know, maybe it'd be something I could take down the craft group and sit there and do. I'll have to have a look and see. So, and that is all that is there in my box for June, so there's not a lot in there. Now, because there wasn't a lot in last month's box either, apart from frogging the knitting bits back, or unwinding them all, I didn't really have anything to do in the evenings, so I started a cross stitch. Right, let me take it out of the hoop to show you. Oops. Right. Here we go. It was a free design by the same designer that I did the Christmas one with, and I've just been sitting doing it in the evenings. It's all done in one thread. I'm using a variegated, and as you see, there's most of it is done. There's just a little bit over here now to do. Have I got the picture there? There we go. So I've done all of this here. So there's just, and I've done that bit there. What have I done? Right, I've done all of that. I've done most of the head and the mane and the body. So it's just really this quadrant here to do. So I've just been sitting doing it for an hour or so in the evening to give me something to do. And it's by Anna Gutova. And you can find her on Instagram, and it was just a free design she put up. And I'm just about to break into my second skein of thread to do it. So that is it, really. So I'm going to wind up there, and then I'm going to go down the cabin, and I'm going to continue the video down there, because there's oh, I'll take that down the cabin and show you down the cabin. So I'm going to wind up there. And like I say, I'll get this one uploaded first, and then the rest of the video I will get done in a few days. So thank you very much for watching, and tune in for part 2.